We came up with the idea for Burn After Reading, actually just thinking about different parts that we might want to write for actors that we knew, that we thought it might be fun to throw together.
Roll, please.
Chiefly Frances McDormand, George Clooney, and Brad Pitt, and Richard Jenkins, all of whom we knew and all of whom we'd worked with before, except for Brad.
I can't believe this. This is like intelligent shit.
And this is, yeah, so contingent on cast, so.
It started with thinking about that kind of the mix of characters that it might be interesting to see them play.
On to Plan B.
All were sort of available in one kind of sweet spot in terms of the calendar, so that just dictated when the movie would get made.
Quiet, please. Start your machines, please, background. And roll, please.
He's not the brightest bulb on the tree in this movie, and he's hilarious. He's really hilarious.
I know who the guy is.
The guy?
The guy. The secret guy.
The first day I worked with Brad, I can remember my lines. Bradley is doing some stuff that is very hard to not crack up every single minute of the scene. I've never seen him do anything like this.
Should we give him the tinkle?
Oh my God. Why?
Well, because he's gonna want to know that his shit is secure.
Every time I'm afraid that I'm the biggest knucklehead, then I see Brad in a pair of spandex shorts, and I think, well, I'll be okay.
Yeah, Brad has embraced his inner knucklehead.
He's gonna be relieved. He might even be so relieved that he gives us a reward. I would be very fucking surprised if he did not.
Oh. How do you make Brad look like a dork? I remember our first fitting with him, he had some hair, something done with his hair from a commercial, and it was sort of a mistake. And I looked at it and I was like, it's actually kind of great. And his hair kind of stood up with this bad streak from the commercial that he did. And we were like, that's it, that's a really good hair. And we showed it to Joel Nathan and he liked it.
We frequently give actors haircuts that they have to somehow disguise during their off-camera moments for the duration of the show.
Osborne Cox.
Yes.
His hair is good. You know, sometimes I like see him on TV on an ET thing or something, for promoting something else, and he's always wearing a hat.
Hold it. Hold and release. And release. Too much?
I just felt a straining, a tightness in the front of my ass.
Well, you are pretty tight down there. You have to...
Something snapped in my ass.
Chad Feldheimer to the office, please.
I'm gonna check in with my office. I'll be right back. When we do, we're gonna work on opening those hips.
It was a challenge. It was the challenge of this movie, is to make those two gorgeous men look like suburban dorks.
Oh my God.
He put that costume on and I said, you know, look in the mirror because there's Chad. Because like, he looked like a dork. It's a very ill-fitting suit. It was actually an executive cut, which means it's sort of portly. It fits him in the shoulder, but it's a little bit big for him right here. And we actually ended up making the tie because I wanted it to be sort of woolly and just bad, but it has to be bad at the same time looking like he could possibly be a CIA or a undercover guy, because that's who George mistakes him for in the house.
It's fun to write for Frances McDormand because, you know, she's good. It's not fun to show it to her once it's written because she yells at you.
Yeah.
The very first scene that my character's in, the description says, close up on a woman's ass, pale, period, bare, period, middle-aged, period. Why should one even read on? Why should one even consider the job? But I did.
Quiet, please. Here we go. Ready? And roll, please.
Franny is the best. What she did in North Country was, I thought, was just amazing. But to work with her is, it was cool.
What is it?
Her and George always play loudmouths.
Yeah, they tend to.
I mean, for us.
Yes.
You don't sweat the small stuff. And it is a
Small. We're all right.
The key to Fran's costume to me was, believe it or not, was her blonde hair. And it was inspired by Linda Tripp after her makeover.
Hey there, sunshine.
It's not the kind of movie you read on the page and know what it's going to be. I've said to both Joel and Ethan, you know, it is hilarious to watch me and some other of the actors play middle-aged losers. The minute you start laughing, you get slapped around fast.
Tilda is a great friend. We worked together a little bit in this film, which was really fun.
I play Katie Cox, who is married to Osborne Cox, and she's really disappointed. Super disappointed. Mainly disappointed in him, but I would say pretty disappointed in life. She's having an affair with Harry Farrah, who's played by George Clooney, who is also a bit of a no-hoper. And she's just surrounded by bungling fools, but she's, you know, very efficient, very pissed off, and hasn't got any time to lose.
We can release traffic. Checking the gate on that. We'll go tighter. Same action in just a moment.
Tilda's character, Katie Cox, comes from money, and old money, and sort of classically dressed with a bit of English bling, is what I like to call it.
And she has a very, very rigid hairdo. The hairdos are an ongoing theme. I mean, Fran and I and Brad. I think George is a little upset that he hasn't quite got the hairdo. He's got a chin do, but hairdos are definitely the theme tune of this film. The group of people they've put together for this, most of whom, myself not included, they've worked with for years and years. It's just so seamless and so familial. It's a wonderful place to be.
Now, we should mention another actor that we're working with on this movie that we haven't worked with before, and we wrote this part specifically for, and that's Malkovich. He falls in the category of somebody that we haven't worked with before. In fact, had only met once, I believe, but have wanted to work with for some time. And this was an opportunity to write something specifically for him. And that's been interesting, and that's been a lot of fun also.
Background action.
And action.
Is that goat cheese?
Chèvre, yes, that is a goat cheese.
Because I have a lactose reflux and I can't.
You're lactose intolerant?
Yeah, but I
Or
can't.
you have acid reflux. They're different things.
I know what they are.
So you misspoke. Most of my stuff is either with Tilda or I'm just screaming at people on the phone or whatever, because he's such an unbelievable drunk.
Give me the fucking floppy or the CD or whatever the fuck it is,
As soon
and
as
I'll
you
be
give
on
us
my
the
way.
money, dickwad.
John's character had the most interesting arc in terms of his costumes in the movie, because he starts off in a three-piece suit working for the CIA in a very beautiful pair of wingtips and fabulous tie. Then he ends up like in his underwear and a bathrobe. To me, it's the most interesting arc. It's like the complete demise of a character through his wardrobe. He just really lets himself go.
Okay, and Dolly, action.
The hardest things were shooting in New York to make it look like Georgetown. We had to do, you know, big facelift to a couple of streets in Brooklyn Heights, which looks a lot like it, but it's built up a little bit more, and it's not so intimate and small. In Georgetown, they have a lot of driveways next to the townhouses. In New York, we found the one that would work for us. We had some shots on an exterior of a yacht. So we found the exterior out in Greenport, Long Island. There was a beautiful 1939 wooden sailboat. I think it was 79 feet long, and it was blue, and it was aged, and it was patinaed, and it was perfect.
Looking for practical, real locations that you shoot on, and that has an influence on the set designs because you also shoot on some sets that are built on the stage. And it all kind of helps Jess and us crystallize how we're thinking about the sets.
We should try to get a run in.
When you build a set, you can't build like a tiny little boat, what it actually is. you'd never be able to work on there. I mean, this is 5 feet wider and at least 6 feet longer than the boat in reality is, and this all pulls apart. So I found something big enough that could be believable that we can build a big interior of. And then this is what happened with this.
There was just a fantastic secret location that we're not allowed to talk about where we shot some of the hallway connecting stuff, and that really informed Jess's set design for the offices that are presumably off of those hallways.
We just have been lucky enough to sort of assemble really the best people working in each of these areas. They're the best people working in the business, so they're gonna, you know, they really are. And the reason is, one of the reasons is they're just kind of up for anything, and they're able to do so many different kinds of things.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Linda Litsky, that was Frances McDormand and George's last television. Thank you all very much. With the exception of the splinter unit, that ends burn after reading. That's